Kerala is a world-class state. You don't think of Kerala as down south. Kerala is up north of Europe. It is equivalent to Europe in the way people behave, in the way our hospitals work, in the way people's minds are, in the way our per capita is. So please don't confuse Kerala with anywhere in India. This is unique. Then they reading a newspaper. These are some of the aspects of life that students of Kerala come with. The dignity of labor. This is something we learned in Kerala. You don't get to see this. So my pride about Kerala is that people here are literate. They're also educated. But why is that not education translating in a simple thing like clearing garbage? What is the challenge here? The challenge is that fundamentally the challenge is the value you put on these kind of behaviors. So if education is still a very important issue in the hearts and minds of people here. But an institution such as ours, if they could come to Kochi, we have impacted the world here. We charge a significant amount of money but we also provide highest quality at a reasonably affordable price, which changes the way people's careers are perceived. And so I thought that it was fine, but we made the most of what was available. And we still think that we can do a good job of it. Even 30,000 square feet is good enough. But we were given 5 acres of land. We had to build a full-fledged campus here. But it went to some other entity. I do not know. There must be an obvious reason for it. I don't want to go into it.
You talked about basic healthcare, but when it comes to higher education, Kerala is far behind. That's being. Is that the feeling, or what is your perception?
I don't agree. See, quality of higher education, quality of teaching, quality of learning. You can't say Kerala is far behind because you have not seen other states. What Kerala lacks is the outlet for higher education to be in the employability kind of space. That's number one, because there are too few jobs here. And so that's one. Two, the kind of innovation that needs to happen in higher education will happen when there is industry, when there is exposure to larger ecology. So that kind of exposure, people here are extremely talented. I can tell you the quality of research that's happening in CUSAT and some other universities, high quality, but I'm not sure the quality of administration, quality of faculty in Kerala universities, top-notch. There's no doubt in my mind. Quality of academic administration, I'm not very sure. The appointment process of vice chancellors, I'm not sure. The politicization of the education space, I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. So a decision that is politically sound but academically unsound will cost the institution a lot, because leaders determine how institutional processes, talent is going to be channeled. So I have absolutely no doubt about Kerala's. It is not among the lowest. It is still one of the brightest spots. Education in Kerala is still respected. You see schools of Kerala, at least in the primary K-12 level, people say that this quality of Kerala education is by far better than most schools. I was talking to 1,000 principals of Sahodaya School just the other day, 1 week back in Ernakulam. The discipline with which they come and the receptivity to new knowledge. There's hunger, there's aspiration. But you need academic leadership. That is missing. You can point out a lot of star teachers here who are publishing. And so what has happened is, if institutions don't grow and then don't expand as in tandem with age, people ossify within the institution space. So talent is there, but the talent is not. For instance, in IIM, I decided I fought with the board and sent all my faculty to Harvard. It cost in those times 5 lakhs per faculty. So my board said, how can, if they don't come back, it will be lost to the institute. I said, not lost to India. Because this is something, they will come back. And they came back, none of them left us. Because, so what was wrong in sending? Now I can tell you 70% of my faculty who I recruited have gone to Harvard. And when they come back, they're different people. So once you want to teach a person how to appreciate the beauty of Taj Mahal, You must send him or her to see the Taj Mahal. And so then you can't see here, look at Taj Mahal, look at a picture. You can't. So there has to be investment in academic leadership. One of my colleagues who is leading the digital university here, the academic leadership has to be honed at a different level. And you must not put a person who is just politically affiliated as leader of academic institution. That demoralizes the entire institution space. The education has to rise above political other considerations. Unfortunately, we are far away from that here. Kerala's greatest gift is its quality of manpower. You know, something that the whole world recognizes except people inside your own state. And that manpower works best when they have to work with other regions, other people. See, in my institution, there's a huge diversity quotient. We recruit people from all over our students. As a result of which, the Malayalis who work within my institutional space are much better than most if they were working only among Malayalis. That diversity was Kerala's biggest, lack. And I think, as an institution, what we have been able to do for Kerala is that we've been able to define Kerala's excellence, at least in management education, to displace a legacy institution like IIM Calcutta, which has been there for 50 years. It's not easy, as you recognize. What have we done differently here? I say we haven't done much. We have just remained true to our calling, which is to create an aspiration space in North Kerala, which is deprived of high quality education, to make it so good that others say, Acha, the fact that you're interviewing me today is a result of that. You think that is a school that's worth looking at. So A, we have created aspiration in the education community here. B, we have given a different perception about Kerala, that Kerala is not about management, it is about communism, it is about rights, it is about strikes. There's not a single stoppage of work in IIM-Kozhikode in the 15 years that I have been around. There was no bandh. There was everything outside, but internally, even during COVID, even when we were a center for whatever, COVID contingency, what is that called?
First line treatment center.
First line treatment center, our classes were going on. They were going on online. So we were 24/7 on. This is a new definition of Kerala. Diligent, committed to our values, aware of our rights, committed to our values, and we are world class. Kerala is a world-class state. It is not a... So when somebody who is representing the government and in the Australian High Commission, he was talking about the difference between rich Delhi schools, they have money, and down south education is in bad shape. I said, sorry, don't think of Kerala as down south. Kerala is up north of Europe. It is equivalent to Europe, in the way people behave, in the way our hospitals work, in the way people's minds are, in the way our per capita is. So please don't confuse Kerala with anywhere in India. This is unique. Why is it unique? Because of the people. Why people? Because these are the same people who, in a landmass which is so dense, which is so competitive, have something very deeply shared about them. So they come together. There's a convergence in Kerala is unthinkable. Across the political spectrum, you see a Shashi Tharoor, you see the governor of Goa, another political party, and you see Pradeep Kumar or whoever from they're sitting on stage and felicitating somebody with general camaraderie. I don't see this. It is a polarized political space. Here, even in the political space, there is room for convergence. This is Kerala's biggest USP. The fact that IIM-Kozhikode today is known in the world is because convergence of 103 faculty from different parts of the world, students might, and all our units coming together in pursuit of something extraordinary. So this comes from the soil. This comes from the process. See, the people who work in our campuses, our chechis who work in terms of, I put the flower arrangements. So there's two women who work, who create the urli in front of my office. Every day there's a new design. Every 365 days a year. Unfailingly, there's no repetition. So I said, I've never seen this anywhere. Diligently, these two women will come and they'll pick up flowers, not from the tree, but the ones who have fallen down, and they will create something new every day. So I said we should decorate our, should have big cutouts of those arrangements across the campus with their names specifically, and the name of the flowers, how they do it. And so we started plastering our walls with their work. So the dignity of labor, this is something we learned in Kerala. You don't get to see this. People are proud of what they do, and they see themselves as equal to you. Of course, there's a differential relationship, but that is something unique. I have not seen this in many parts of India. We have imbibed all those values in our institutional space. We have kept it squeaky clean, like most of Kerala is. This state can be a draw for the world as an exception to average India, provided you can assimilate some of these infrastructural and other changes. Assimilation is important. There has to be food courts that cater to other kinds of food. You see, you cannot be so conservative that you don't get anything except local food. So those are little pockets where you have to invite people in, a little bit of that. IIM-Kozhikode has started to do that, complementarity to what we see. But the best of Kerala is just what I told you. People here are incredible, but like coconut trees, they're constantly growing in isolation. If you just get them together, it will be a world-class institution like we have shown possible.
Sir, if you consider the quality of the students coming out of the management schools, so how you are going to analyze the performance of students from Kerala compared to the global level?
See, we get roughly 10% of students from Kerala. And I can tell you in terms of basic global citizenship values, this state is far ahead of anything in the country. You don't see citizenship behavior of the kind that you see here. I've worked in north, south, east, west of India. I haven't seen, at least my own, the reason every book of mine in English is translated in Malayalam is because I know there will be as many readers from Malayalam. And I travel by a train. I used to do a column for Mathrubhumi, and I travel by a train. People would stop because they read my column and take a photograph. There will be a restaurant guy. See, there's a person who was traveling through the airport, and he said, I was staying in this Abad hotel, and the cleaning boy comes, and I had carrying an envelope which had some books, and in that envelope was made of a newspaper where my columns was there. So he looked at my picture in that little envelope. I said, I know this. So he's in IIM, he writes. So my column was for the local. So they understood that, then they reading a newspaper. These are some of the aspects of life that students of Kerala come with, that kind. And so the complaint I hear that they often don't get people who come from here, they don't meet other communities as freely as the one Malayali who would have gone out. Then it is a different Malayali altogether. So I'm seeing when people from Kerala go and export their values outside, they become world class. See, in Calcutta, I used to have the best people were from the state in terms of due diligence, reliability. So this is our students, it is not just about mental capability. It's not just about numerical. It is also about how responsive you are, how responsible you are. These are values that I think the state has distinguished itself, and we see this as very distinct. So the reliability issue. So if you have to choose somebody between Kerala and another state, and if the equation was equal in terms of skill levels, we'd probably bet on the guy from this state because of the ethical standards. That would be the differentiator.
So you're saying the work culture, what about the work culture over here?
The culture is a dynamic thing. Same Malayali here would be one kind, another same Malayali here, US would be second kind. In Bengal would be third kind. In Bengal he will take on the Bengalis' bad habits. In Delhi he will be vociferous for his rights. In US he will be absolutely hardworking, diligent. So Shyamulam, you will get lots of variations. You get Gopinath, Geeta Gopinath. From Harvard you will also get, I don't want to mention those names. Will create problems. And so the thing I'm trying making is this, that culture is a dynamic process. Culture is something that shifts, like switchboard in electricity. The switchboard is different. But the essential, quintessential stuff that you bring from your own heritage is that, you must preserve nature. That's another dimension of Kerala's thing, that, the commitment to nature. And that is also very important. I think going forward, some of the citizenship values are very deeply held and imbibed here. And we respect that. So I used to know, so you're from Kerala, so you must be good, you must be, you'll not spit on the train. Stuff. So you make some assumptions immediately. I mean, those assumptions may not be valid, but you make assumptions based on the dominant impressions that you get from meeting multiple people from the same culture, and then forming an impression about them as to this is what Kerala is all about.